This week on Stubborn Grit.
I think that should... You saw that video.
His wife and he are building a house together. Sweat equity. It's like a marriage workshop. Build the dream. How hard can it be? How long will it take? They don't have a clue. They're doing it themselves. Ignorance is bliss. Will they survive? Will their teenagers thrive? What's wrong with you people? Are they crazy? Maybe. Dream big. Don't quit. Stubborn Grit.
So I'll rip this in half, and it'll be 20 separate pieces at 7 inches long. So this is one of those moments where I might be overthinking everything, but it appears that the IBC code frowns on wet setting anchor bolts. And I talked about this before with our 8x8 post anchors. Pushing stuff into a firmer mix of concrete full of rocks might create a void in the concrete, resulting in a weaker connection. I'm trying to use our scrap wood to build our own floating bolt supports. We could just buy plastic holders or just do what most people do and wet set them anyway. But I'll keep working on this idea for now. Hopefully it doesn't take too long and it actually works. Now that we've cut all these wood extensions, we just need to drill the holes for holding the J-bolts. Now we need to get the youth out here to work the assembly line. We're inserting the J-bolts into the wood supports so they'll hang from the provided nut and washer. My son's doing a great job of stacking the rebar on stickers. We've been trying to think through where to start placing all the materials once they're delivered. We need to keep it all out of the way, but also as close to the build site as possible. We still need to finish the vapor barrier in each of the 4 corners. We're also trying to figure out how best to place all this rebar and in what order we install everything. We have boxes of these red plastic chairs to hold the rebar, different chair heights for different goals. We have single chairs for the slab and double chairs for the perimeter footings. We're nailing our vapor barrier to the forms using these green nail caps to help hold it in place and to help flatten it all out. The nail caps also reduce tearing potential. Time to get old dad home for the night. Today, my wife and I are trying to figure out how best to lay out all this rebar. 18 inches on center for the slab mat sounds simple enough, but where best to place the chairs so they support everything. Too close to the edge of our sloped footings and they slide right off. Too far away and the rebar drops down too low. We used a variety of online calculators to help figure out how much rebar we needed and exact measurements of where to place it, but we're finding it challenging to translate in the real world. Anyway, it's supposed to rain, so we'll have some more time to think this through. Once again, we're just removing the water after the big rain. It's looking like some nice days ahead, so we're going to try and get all this rebar laid out. Here's our first attempt at mocking up how we might lay out the rebar in the bottom of the interior post footings. That's got to be too many chairs. Our eldest daughter's back from college to help out again, heading back for the leaf blower. My son is chauffeuring us back and forth today, lost one of the rebar chair boxes along the way. We still have to buy groceries and keep everyone fed throughout this process. Our eldest daughter is helping us restock our supplies before the final push. My wife does a whole lot more than construction. She's our family's project manager, coordinator, public relations, and delivery driver. We need a constant supply of gas and diesel, parts for our equipment, and especially pumpkins for our favorite time of the year. Meanwhile, life goes on. Our eldest daughter is headed back to college. We're thankful for the visit and all the help. Today we're measuring and starting to bend the ends of our mat rebar down into the perimeter footings. We need to figure out the best length and where to bend everything for proper clearances. We're making the bends on our first mat bar, our first mock-up, hoping it all ends up in the right place. We're also laying out 4 number 4 bars in the perimeter footing, checking clearances and position. Just trying to rough it all in. Adding a few more mat bars to confirm our 18 inches on center spacing, measuring, remeasuring. Think this will work? We cut these short pieces of 1/2-inch rebar for our interior footings, trying different configurations, trying to use as few chairs as possible. Plastic chairs won't rust out like metal, so I think we have a plan for how we're going to lay these interior footings out. I think this layout will work best with a lot less chairs involved. My wife is replicating our mock-up and all the other interior footings. As always, we spend quite a bit of time walking and talking, trying to figure everything out, next steps, cleaning up. Now that we have our measurements, we're bending the ends of our top mat rebar so that it turns down into the perimeter footing with the proper clearances. And he's off to grab more rebar. Time to cut some more rebar. This is number 4, grade 60, 20-foot lengths, 1/2-inch. Here's our Amazon product to bend and cut rebar.
Rocket.
Well, I thought that one. Oh my gosh. There you go. Leverage. My son is bending the ends of the rebar coming from the slab rebar mat that will turn down into the perimeter footings. The idea is that it'll help tie the slab into the footing. It'll be especially helpful if we end up with any cold joints in our concrete. So just cutting a few more bars before the end of the day. Now that we have some good weather, we'll be back at it soon.